automation. So we want to set up CRM automation for a particular company, and we are using the sales pipeline, and they are a new lead, and we are expecting them to book a call from us before we can be able to move them into call booked. And let's say the amount of the automation is $10,000, and we can be able to add in a close date. The close date just means when do we expect this deal to be closed. Yeah, so that's the simple term. When do we expect these people to pay for this particular deal? So we can say we are expecting the payments by, maybe we're expecting them to close by 1st of April, and we can decide to add in a deal owner, which is myself, and we can add in a deal type. We can say if this is a new business or an existing business, and we can also add in a priority. We can say the priority is medium, and we can also add in a company. So let's say this deal is for the alpha construction, and we can also add in the timeline activities if you want. We can also add in a line item. So to add in a line item, you need to create products in HubSpot. We are going to be seeing that in a minute. So now we've added in all of our options. If you want to add in more options on this form, you just need to create on edit form, and you can bring other custom properties you want to add on this form. So we are okay with this. We are just going to click on create, and that is going to create our deal, which has been added into the new stage. That has added in our deal to the first stage, which is new lead. So you can see the details about this deal. You can see it by the left hand side. You can see the amount, you can see the close date, you can see the pipeline, and you can also see the deal stage also. You can create a note for the deal, you can email the deal, you can call the deal, you can also set up meetings and tasks. Okay, so this is the deal view, and we can see when this deal was created, the date it was created. You can see if there is any contact associated with this company. Yeah, there is no contact, so let's just add in a contact. Okay, so the contact associated with this company, with the alpha company, is James Potter. So let's go back to our deals, and as you can see, the deal we just created is on the first stage, which is CRM automation. Okay, so now that our deal has been created, as you can see, we can see the contacts associated, we can see the companies associated, and we can also see if there's any other deals that has been associated with this. And yeah, let me refresh this page, and by the right hand side we can see the contact, the companies. We can see if there's any codes created for this for this deal, or tickets or payment link, and if there's any extra deals that have been created or subscription, and all of this can be found on the right hand side. And for the left hand side, you can also see that we have little information about the deal. So we can also click on the action button here, and we can decide to customize these properties. So we can say by the right hand side we want to include more custom fields or more properties on this. We want to be able to see more properties on the left hand side. So what we need to do is just to click and add more properties. So when I click on add properties over here, so it is going to ask me which other properties I want to add, and I can then be able to add the other properties I want to be able to see at the first glance when I'm looking at my deal. So I want to add closed loss reason and closed won reason, and let's say I want to add the deal stage, and yeah, maybe next activity and pipeline. I definitely want to add the amounts, and I want to add the close date, the create date, and I want to add the deal name. That's very important. And yeah, maybe the deal probability. And I also want to add, I'm looking for owner, so let me search it up. I want to add the deal owner. Okay, I think it's added already. Yeah, it's added already. So I'm just going to click over here, and I can be able to rearrange this however I want. So now let's say the amount should actually be up. We want to see the amounts first, or we want to see the deal name first. So the deal name should also be up, and we want the probability to be up also. Then the create date should be after the last contacted, Yeah, so you just need to like rearrange this however you want, and remember that you are free to drag and drop properties however you want to rearrange this. So when you're done with adding all of the properties you want to see at the first glance, you can then click on save. And when you click on save, as you can see by the left hand side, all of other details that we just added has been added in. We can see our create date, we can see the priority, we can see the record source, we can see the due stage, and we can also see the pipeline and the close date. So you can do that by customizing the by clicking on the customize properties. So we can also decide to view all the properties of this particular deal, and when you click on view properties, you are going to be able to see all of the properties that are filled in for this particular deal. So you can decide that you want to hide all blank. So when you click on this, that means you want to hide all blank properties. So all of the properties that do not have any details in them is going to be hidden. So you can see all of the properties that actually have the details in them. And as you can see, we have all of this. We have the weighted amount, we have the record ID, we have the due stage and the due revenue. You can see the amount, you can see the amount in the company's currency, and you can see all of the properties that are currently available for this deal. So that is for that. And the next thing we can also see here is to view the property history. So if there's any changes that is made in the property, if there's any changes that have been made in the geo property, you can be able to see all of these changes in here. So you can see that it was made on this particular date and the particular time. And remember that most of these things are actually done automatically. So for instance, the traffic source is going to be calculated by HubSpot, and you can also see all of those people that are making changes to any of the property, if it's done by any of your users or if it's done by HubSpot itself. Okay, so that is for that. So let's go back, and when we go back over here, we can also be able to create a note for this deal. We can send an email to this deal. We can also create a call, or we can log a call, or we can make a phone call, and we can also create task meeting and all of this. So we are going to get to that in a minute, but before we get to that, let's go back to our deals over here, and we can see our Kanban view. And as you can see, the deal we just created is on the first stage of our Kanban view, and which is the first deal stage in this place. We can also decide to filter based on deal owner. If you want to check all of those deals that are belonging to a particular deal owner, you can just filter and click on this drop down here, and you can see all of the deals that have been assigned to you, or you can see all of the deals that have not been assigned to anybody, which is unassigned. Or you can also see all of the deals that have been assigned to all of the deactivated and removed user you have in HubSpot. You can also see the deals by their create date. So that means you can see the deals you just created today, and you can also see all of the deals that you've created maybe in the last 6 months or last month or this month. You can choose whatever it is you want. And you can also check for the deals whose last activity date is today or last activity is 6 months. This is going to help you to be able to see all of those days that you need to follow up with, that you need to communicate with, just to see where all of them stand. So this is actually very important. And we have the close date. We can filter based on the close date and say if the close date is today, we want to see all of the deals that the close date is today, or want to see all of the deals that the close date is in the next quarter, or is in the past quarter, or this year so far. You can pick whatever it is you want. And when you click on more, you can be able to filter based on different things also. So you can filter based on deal stages, you can be filter based on the last activity date or the next activity date. You can even filter based on the amount. You can say if the amount is greater than $10,000, you want to see all of this, all of the deals that are greater than $10,000, or if you want to see all of the deals that have maybe like 10 days to close or 20 days to close. So you can use all of this filter in your deals module. So the same way we created a custom view for the contact, we can also create a custom view for deals. So for deals over here, as you can see, we have two custom views for the deals. And when you click over here, you can see that we have the all deals here, and you can see the part where it says my deals. My deals is going to just filter according to the deal owner and making sure that the deal owner is me. When you want to add another view, all you need to do is just to click on add view, and you can be able to add whatever view you want to add. If you want to create a new one, you just need to click on create new view. If you have been using HubSpot for a while, or your team have been using HubSpot for a while, and you feel like your team are not using HubSpot the way they are supposed to, we at CRM instructors, we can help train your team to make sure that they understand HubSpot to the fullest potential, and they can understand how to use HubSpot for your particular sales process. So you can book your team training by using the link in the description below, or you can check us out at crminstructors.com to see how we train teams to use HubSpot optimally. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and also like this video, and also share to everyone who you think is going to need this video. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.